What is up, my fellow budget travelers? In today's video, I'm taking you on a Celestial Discovery Cruise Ship. I did their iconic 4-day Greek cruise, and we picked up the ship over here in Lavrion. So to get onto the ship, you're going to have to go over to Lavrio Port. So just make sure you don't have the cab take you into Lavrion. That's like the port city right next to the port. Our boarding time was between 9 and 12, and we got there around 8:30 because we weren't sure how long the taxi was going to take. But they are blasting music. They're excited for you to be there, and there's plenty of seats for you to wait. There's drinks for while you're waiting to board. And keep in mind, you can't use credit card or cash or anything, so you're going to want to use their Celestial Pay or charge everything to your room, and then you'll get charged at the end. They take a credit card to keep on file, otherwise they can use a cash deposit. But if you do preload with the Celestial Pay, they do give you an extra bonus cash depending on how much money you put on your card. We only preloaded 200, and that was plenty of cash because we knew we weren't really going to be on the boat much, and at the end we actually had to find things to spend the last 50 for. Then they're going to have you go through customs, and you can either take that bus that you saw or you could walk. It was such a beautiful day, we decided to walk. I guess it really just depends how much luggage you brought for this trip. But you know me, I wanted the full experience, so I wanted to carry my carry-on with me and walk up to the ship. I mean, this thing was massive, so it was really cool to walk up under. So after you checked in, you're going to get one of these, and that's what you're going to use to get on and off the boat, and also what you're going to use to pay for everything. Every day, you're going to get a daily program like this one that's going to give you all the details. And if you already pre-booked an excursion, you're going to have to go ahead and get a ticket in order to go on your excursion, so make sure you pick those up right as you're boarding, because you'll have some time to kill. The rooms are not really ready until around 10 o'clock or so. So I left my friend with the bags and walked around looking the ship for a Freddo cappuccino. And they have them. They actually have a whole ton of fun stuff at this little coffee shop. So there will be plenty of Freddo cappuccinos to be had on this trip. Now, while you're waiting, everything is open, so feel free to bounce around and explore and have a drink, whatever, start the party. Then they'll do an overhead announcement. You just get in the elevator, go to your deck, and it's time to check out the room. So this was my first cruise, so I asked around and, read some things, and everyone said to stay in the middle of the ship because you don't really feel the rockiness and things like that. So I took their advice, and we ended up on floor 4. And it actually worked out perfect being in the middle because it was really easy to go to either side of the ship really quickly. All right, I know you want to see the room already, so let's get in here. In order for the electricity to work in the room, you're going to have to put your card in the wall here. And here is our quaint little cabin. If you wanted to prop your door open, you can do that with this little wooden peg. It's right underneath your closet on the right-hand side here. And then welcome to my cabin. I actually really liked that they had these little fake windows. It made the cabin seem like so much bigger. They also do a great job with the mirrors to give the illusion of it having more space as well. And when you come in, the people who are working your floor, their names will be on your bed. They'll say hello as you're coming in the door. And it's pretty cool because you get 2 people on your room. The staff was super nice and super welcoming. They offer a ton of different lighting options to the point that at one point we were trying to turn off all the lights and we could not figure out where the heck the light switches were for the last light, because there's some on the desks here, which are 2 different ones. Then there's one over here. There's one by the bathroom. There's one by the front door. There's light switches all over and different kinds of lighting. But I did like that because it gave the room a whole different vibe. The hairdryer is in the desk, which I thought was kind of funny. And they've got some plugs over here for you to use. And keep in mind, the hairdryer can only use that plug. That's why it's there. You'll see you will need adapters. It is a European cruise if you're an American. And then inside this slot is where you're going to have your do not disturb signs and stuff like that. There's also like safety information, the services they offer, all that kind of stuff. These blue towels on the bed are for the pool. And then here's your little TV in the corner of the room. The beds, guys, were actually really comfortable. They're more on the firmer side, but the sheets were perfect. You get 1 pillow to start, but there's a bunch of pillows in the closet. If you go look over there, there's another comforter in there as well. I ended up using those sheets because I'm a freeze baby. When you first walk into the room, it's going to have the security sign flashing, because you are going to have to do a mandatory safety drill. So this means you're going to have to put on your life vest and go to your evacuation area. But it really doesn't take that much time, so it's pretty easy. My friend and I actually really liked the bathroom because we felt like it was kind of like an Art Deco fun, like throwback. And we really liked that green color. It reminded us of like a diner. And it was just something different than the average, just all white everything kind of look. So stepping into the bathroom, there's one overhead light, that's the main light. Then you have the sink, you have these little cups here that you can put your toothbrushes in. Watch your step because we almost fell into the bathroom numerous times. And then you've got your shower here, and it was bigger than I thought it was gonna be, guys. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was pretty big. All right, let's see how big this is. It's actually pretty good space. Like many of the showers you're going to see in Europe, it's got a nozzle head that is removable. So it sits up there, or you can take it off the hook there and use it. They've also got a clothesline in the shower, which we took advantage of because it takes a while for your bikinis and things to dry since it's air conditioning. So just to put that out there, bring a couple bikinis because they take at least 24 hours to dry in the shower. Another note for the ladies, they only have the all-in-one soap thing. So it's more like a body wash, but body wash, shampoo, conditioner kind of thing. So maybe bring your own shampoo and conditioner. But there are plenty of mirrors and things in here. There's a couple shelves that we didn't really use them that much. But we did use the closet. There's the life vests that we're gonna put on later. They've got a safe in here. And the safe was a decent size. It was mostly more for like passports, I feel. Like it's only about a hand's width long. And then you've got a bunch of hangers, which we love, and they all come off the hook. There's the extra pillows I was talking about earlier. There's also extra blankets up there. And I like down there that they have a separate thing for your shoes to go in. I thought that was pretty cool. So I thought it was pretty decent closet space for a cabin in the middle of the water. You're going to be spending most of your time on a Greek island or up on deck and doing different things, but it was nice to have a cabin that, even though it is small, don't get me wrong, it did feel like it had some space to it. I also want to warn you that anything you see on your bed, you will be purchasing. At first, we thought stuff was complimentary, and then we quickly found out that you pay for everything that you pick up. So don't let this cute little character fool you. You are paying for what you pick up. Stuff like the water came with price tags, so we thought everything we would pay for had price tags, but it didn't. Here's what their AC looks like. And I also want to give you guys an idea of what it looks like at night. Like I said, there's plenty of different lighting. We kept the TV on to make it feel like we were in our apartment or something, but look, doesn't it just look like an apartment? It doesn't really feel like a small cabin. So try leaving the TV on, and it should kind of trick your brain so you don't get claustrophobic or anything if you're somebody who's worried about that. I suggest the cooking channel. That's what's got us through many a nights in the middle of the Aegean Sea. I know for a lot of you, this might be your first cruise as well, so this part might be a little scary, but it was really easy. You just have to follow directions.
All crew and staff participating in passengers mastering drill, please proceed to your emergency position now.
So you'll hear the announcements start playing, and everyone's going to be directing you which way to go. So just follow the leader in front of you, basically, and it's going to take you all the way up to your evacuation deck. And then you're just going to line up, and it's as easy as that.
Emergency. It is the mastering drill for...
Here we go. And then you can just head back to your room, maybe get some water on the way. It's in the hallway. There's still or sparkling water, which I thought was really cool. And then just go ahead and enjoy your cruise because there is so much to do on the Celestyal Discovery Cruise Ship. I'm going to make a whole video and give you guys a tour of the ship and all the fun things that there are to do here. I like the sun deck. That was my favorite spot, I must admit. I just spent most of my time there watching us go in and out of port. But they've got dancing, music, they've got musicians, they've got all kinds of things going on all the time. So there's no way you're going to be bored on this cruise ship. And the best part is you're getting to see all of the Greek islands without having to deal with a ferry or checking into a hotel or doing all this crazy stuff and stressing yourself out. It's as easy as get off the boat, get onto one of the Greek islands, and then get back on the boat. So if you guys want to see all of my port days with Celestyal Cruises, check out this playlist here because I'm going to be showing you all the Greek islands I got to discover, and I had such a good time. You're going to want to see this, and a couple of them I made some mistakes, so hopefully you won't make the same mistake. But if you liked this video, please hit a blue heart down below so other people can find me in the algorithm. And if you need more tips on Greece or Celestyal or all the different places I went to, excursions, all that fun stuff, hit that subscribe so you can see those videos as soon as I post them. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video.